Hello and welcome to another AIS Investor Showcase. My name is James Whelan, Managing Director of Barclay Pearce Capital's Wealth Management Team, and I am happy to have you here. Joining me today, representing InterGroup Mining, is Dr Nigel Purves, who is Corporate Advisory for InterGroup Mining again. Dr Nigel Purves. I'm just going to call you Nigel. Nigel, how are you now?
Good, thank you, James. Good to be here.
Thanks for joining us. Where are you in from today?
I'm up in sunny Queensland, which is pouring rain at the moment.
Wonderful. Yeah, we've got a crisp day today. So thank you again for joining us on this one, and looking forward to catching up with you very shortly on some things that we'll get to just in a moment. Now, let's talk about InterGroup Mining.
Sure.
It's got some fascinating holdings. First off, and I ask everyone the same question, no offense to you, but what do you do and how do you make money?
Myself personally?
No, the company.
The company is a mineral explorer and has not made money at this stage. It's looking to go into production with its world-class kaolin find, and that occurred just west of Townsville in Queensland, Australia, on the east coast. And so it's a very significant find in kaolin terms around the world. It's of a higher quality and a large expanse. It ranges from 17 kilometres long to 1 kilometre wide and approximately 40 metres deep. And that's just in the one tenement that has a JORC report at this stage.
And okay, so that is JORC to begin with. Now, I think that was about 230 kilometres to the west of Townsville. What's the is that the right holding? And that's
Yes.
called the Brilliant Brumby?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's in the Lulworth Ranges, and the company also holds all the tenements that surround that particular JORC reported tenement.
Okay, so let's talk about Kaolin.
Yep.
And I've got to do this for everyone. Now, I love the stuff, but there's some more things that's very interesting to me, which we'll get to in just a second. What's the significance of kaolin?
The uses of kaolin, it's in painting and coatings, fiberglass, plastics, rubber, cement, paper, and the big thing, ceramics. So they're its main uses, and the company is currently in negotiation with several leading companies for the sale of metakaolin, which is a manufacturing process upon kaolin. And metakaolin generates 90% less CO2 emissions in cement compared with ordinary Portland cement, which is referred to as OPC manufacture. So it's quite significant. And to give you an idea, while the OPC production, which is the ordinary Portland cement production, releases about 0.9 to 1.1 tonnes of CO2 per metric tonne of cement, metakaolin only releases 0.072 metric tonnes of CO2 per tonne of metakaolin. So it's quite a significant drop in the CO2 emission in the production of cement.
That's something that it jumped off the page to me when I was having a look at the company as well. That just how that we have to continue building the world, we have to continue the progress that we've made, but it's the ability to minimise the output and the detriment to the environment as we do so. So that's significant. Now, how significant do you think the find or what has been JORCed is? I mean, I've seen a few headlines splashed around. Is it as significant as it says?
It is. The geological reports verify that this is a world-class, high-quality deposit of kaolin with immediate access for kaolin mining. So that's significant in itself, and that's to start off. You mine the wet kaolin, which sits on the top of the ground, and that sells sort of up to about $100 a metric ton, roughly. And metakaolin is a process that uses significant capital equipment, one of which is called the calcinator, which is a drying mechanism to dry the wet kaolin and put it into metakaolin. And metakaolin is the significant part in the fact that that can sell sort of over $1,000 per metric ton. which is a significant price. And for the company to start that production, that would give, after commencement of production, around about 50 to 60 million US dollars EBIT per annum, right up until 2065, which is a very significant find. And that's only in the current tenement. There is another tenement alongside this current tenement, which is not yet JORC reported, but our geologists confirm that it is larger and purer than the current JORC reported tenement.
So there is a significant mine life. It is of a very high quality, and it's close to roads and rail, ready for production and transportation as well.
Yeah, that's right, James. I mean, literally, we're less than an hour drive to Townsville, which is a major international port on the east coast of Australia. We're less than half an hour away from a rail, and road, of course. Well, we've got that direct on site. Interestingly enough, we're also just south of another significant inland town in Australia, which has already significant mine workers that we would be able to tap into the labour force there as well.
Excellent. Significant employment improvements as well. So that's helping.
Yep.
Now, there is something else that jumps off the page. Anytime I look at something and I see a critical mineral, my heart starts to skip a beat and then run very, very fast. Can we talk about silica?
Yeah, sure. So, look, silica, as you know, is a component in glass manufacture, and that includes solar cell manufacture and things like that. So, the silica market is huge, and interestingly enough, in this find in the JORC report, you will see that for every let's be basic here, for every shovel of kaolin, there is one shovel of silica, and silica now is a recognised critical mineral within Australia, and so that's significant. And we have high qualities also of silica in this tenement. And significant quantities, which is compares to the quantity of kaolin. So, this is quite an exciting time for our company, but also for the Queensland economy. This is going to mean a lot of jobs, a lot of capital equipment, infrastructure improvements, rail sidings put down, and storage units, etc., etc. So this is a very significant world-class production facility is anticipated to commence here.
Yep, I can't wait. So the kaolin, 30 seconds through in the calcinator becomes metakaolin. I think I got that right, did I? Silica with heat, and then oxygen becomes silicon. Critical mineral used in lots of amazing things. There's the science lesson for today, everyone. Now let's talk about London.
Thank you,
James. let's talk about London. Why the UK market, and what's ahead there?
Yeah, look, we believe that the London Stock Exchange would be the best place for this company to do an IPO, and we're moving down that track right now. And a significant reason for that is that out of the 650 shareholders, majority of those shareholders come from the UK and Europe. And also for us, it will be a significant IPO. This is not going to be on the back of an envelope type IPO. This will be a large IPO with significant capital raise that we need for the capital equipment and the infrastructure. So we believe that London has a wider market than Australia for capital purposes. Yep. So that's where we're heading.
And what's the schedule for the company just over the next few months into years? I suppose we could start talking in that terms.
Yeah, look, let's assume that we do an IPO in the first quarter of 2025, which is the plan. It will take us probably the best part of 24 months to complete the full capital construction of the facility. So within 2 years, we would start the metakaolin production. Having said that, while we're doing the metakaolin production, we would be selling wet kaolin. So we would be looking to start the commencement of wet kaolin mining probably within the next 6 months, and that would start the cash flow. So the construction of the capital production plant is very significant, and we would be looking to engage significant engineering firms to do a turnkey development for us.
Thank you very much. Well, the Australian Investment Summit coming up at the London Stock Exchange in London on the 10th of July. The clock is ticking on that. Dr Nigel Purves of InterGroup Mining, thank you very much for that, and I look forward to seeing you in London.
Thank you.
All right, all the best companies being presented over at the LSE for the Australian Investment Summit soon. Going to be an exciting time. I can't wait to see what's going on over there. And thank you all for joining us on this AIS Exhibitor Showcase. My name is James Whelan.